My husband isn't manly enough. I know, this is a horrible thing to say, but I have to say it. That's why I'm using a throwaway account. My husband and I are in our mid-40s, married for over 20 years, and have 3 beautiful children, all in their double digits. I do love my husband, but I don't know if I am physically attracted to him, not because of his looks, but because of how he lives his life. My husband is a good man, treats me very well, and is an amazing father to our children. Physically, he is tall with broad shoulders. He's not skinny or athletic, but he's not obese either. He is a big guy with a big beard, big arms, and big hands, built like a linebacker. He can physically intimidate people just with his presence, although he never does so intentionally. He can control a room and has a very masculine job he excels at. However, the manliness ends there. This is why I may not be attracted to him anymore. If I ever was. He is not handy. It's not that he doesn't try to fix or do things around the house, but he cannot build anything. Anything he fixes never looks or works right. A lot of times, we have to hire people to fix or build things for us. He doesn't drink. He'll go out once in a while and have a couple of beers, but he doesn't drink at home. My husband isn't into any manly stuff. He doesn't hunt, fish, or do anything with automobiles, and he is not big into sports. He has taken the kids fishing and shooting just so they have the experience, but he does it just for them. He really doesn't have any hobbies. I begged him to take one up, so he started building Lego sets. He's in his 40s. He loves going to movies. He likes cooking. I never have to cook when he is home, and he does a lot of the house cleaning. I will give him this. He doesn't play video games or board games, unless it's family time, or do anime or any of that. He is not controlling in bed. Sex is okay, but I want him to take charge. I won't say anything about this to him. I wouldn't know where to start. I do love him. It's not that I want him to be a drunk or macho aggressive jerk, but sometimes I just want a man to take charge, fix things, and be a man. This is bad, I know. I feel bad saying it. I just needed to say it. Update. Hello. I wanted to add a little update to my original post. I don't know how to link it to this one, so you will have to go into my history. I received a lot of hate for my thoughts and feelings. I realized when I wrote them and read comments about them that they come off as mean and cruel. I have no right to feel this way. The problem is that I do feel this way. I don't know how to change it. I thought about it for a few days and finally needed to take action because it was weighing on me so badly. I received some messages from people telling me to have a conversation with my husband. I decided to. I thought for quite a while about what I would say, how I would say it, and tried to think of questions or statements he would have so I could think about responses. Last night, we had the talk. The kids were at work and friends' houses. We were sitting outside enjoying the fresh evening air. I brought it up. In short, nothing went as expected, and I am as confused about my marriage as I ever was. I began by telling him that I love him. I love that he is a great father and person. However, there were some feelings I could not shake, and there were some changes I needed from him. I talked about his hobbies, changing them up a bit. I mentioned working on our bedroom and what I wanted out of it. I explained in the most sensitive way I could how I feel about his personality and overall measure as a man. I did not use those exact words. I was more gentle. However, in order to move forward with our marriage, I felt I needed to be honest. I did tell him that I wanted honesty from him as well, and wanted him to tell me what I could do to be a better wife. I know I cannot ask him to change without changing myself as well. I never expected his reaction. He literally just stared at me, said nothing. Emotionless reaction. No anger, sadness, acceptance, nothing. Just stared. I said everything I wanted to say. I was looking for a response. I got none. After sitting in silence for a while, waiting for some reaction or words, I just yelled at him to say something. At least tell me what I need to work on. The only thing he said to me last night was, "I knew who you were when I married you. I'm not going to ask you to change anything." That's it. We sat in silence for at least an hour after that. Our oldest then came home from work, and he went to talk to him for a while. Not about our conversation, but about how work went and stuff. My husband did not sleep in bed last night. He slept on the basement couch. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel. I do feel better about telling him how I felt, but not as great as I thought. I really, really do not know how to feel. Maybe that's a sign my marriage is over. I can't feel anything about it. I should be happy I said it. Sad he won't talk to me. Angry for no response, but I have nothing. I guess I'll give it some time for both of us to process. Update 2. I apologize again. I still do not know how to post my previous updates or the original post. Please look at my history. In my last update, I laid out what happened when I talked to my husband. He spent that night and last night sleeping on the couch downstairs. We haven't talked about our conversation. He has talked to me, but not about that, and our talks are short. We have had our kids around all weekend, so I never got the opportunity to sit down with him. With him sleeping downstairs, I figured I should just give him some space. I don't know how to proceed. I have talked with a coworker about this just to get advice since I needed someone in my life to talk to. He advised me to give it a bit of time to let my husband talk to me. me. But if there's no change offered by him, then it may be time to tell him that we need to separate. I don't want to do that, but it may come to that. I want him to see where I am coming from, and I want him to tell me what I can do to change. That is where we are. There is no real big update, but I will give it to him until the end of the week. If he doesn't initiate anything, I will. Edit. Okay, I had to edit this post because there have been some comments about my coworker. I had these feelings about my husband before I talked with my coworker. We are not having an affair, and we are not doing anything inappropriate. He is giving me some guidance because he is a man, and I figured he could help. Nothing more than that. Also, please stop calling me a POS because I have these feelings, and am trying to navigate them with my husband. I cannot help my feelings any more than you can help yours. Think about that. Think about an off feeling you had and wished you didn't have. It's happened to everyone, including you. So please stop. Update 3. This is not so much an update as a repeat of the edit on my previous update. I am not having an affair with my coworker. I went to him after I had these feelings about my husband, for advice only. There is no emotional or physical affair going on. I go to him for advice, he gives it, and I either take it or I don't. He is not pushing me to do anything. It's just his advice. I literally have no other friends or family in this area, or I would have gone to them. Also, these are my feelings about my husband. I have tried very hard not to feel this way, but I can't stop. I don't know how many of the angels and pure people on this app are able to control their feelings so well, but you obviously are better than I am. None of you have ever had feelings you couldn't shake or feel bad about. If you say you haven't, you are a liar. I posted about my feelings because I am genuinely confused and scared and don't know what to do. I feel that you guys just bash, but provide no answers. There have been some of you that have been beautiful and helpful, sending me DMs, and I thank you for that. The rest of you in the comments should think before you post. If you don't want to provide sound advice, please just move on. Final update. Okay, I'm done. This is not so much an update, but I have been getting so much hate for simply looking for advice. Comments, DMs, all have been just blasting me. I'm not going to post on this anymore. What happens between my husband and me will remain between us. This was the stupidest decision, posting on here and then continuing to post on here. I am not cheating on my husband. It's a coworker. We have talked a few times about it. We have only texted a couple of times. We don't talk about feelings for one another. Just someone I asked for a little guidance from, and he was nice enough to give it. Yes, my husband is a good man. No, I am not a piece of crap for having the feelings I do. I stand by talking to him about my feelings, because that is what people do in a marriage. If my marriage is over, because he cannot accept what I have to say, or change the little things I want him to change, then so be it. But I am done posting. Thank you to the people of Reddit for absolutely nothing. My 29 female husband, 30 male, is becoming more and more feminine. I, 29 female, have been in a relationship with my husband, 30 male, for 5 years and have been married for 1. He always had some feminine hobbies and traits. For instance, he took ballet classes while he was in college and was doing them at the time we met. He has always had plenty of female friends, and he worked for 3 years in an all-women workplace. Also, his best friend is gay, and he sometimes goes out with him in a group to gay bars and clubs. I could accept all that, and it didn't bother me much. Although I did worry in the first 2 to 3 months of dating that he might be a closeted gay. Those concerns quickly abated when I discovered he has a very high libido, is clearly attracted to me, and is turned off by guys. But in the last year, he has had something of a transformation. He has grown his hair long, adopted a skincare routine, is dressing well, and is learning about color matching. He has a hair care routine that is more onerous than my own. He has gotten into self-care, including going to spas, massages, saunas, and having regular baths with bath bombs. Then, this week, he got his ears pierced. I asked him why he would pierce his ears, and he said that he thought it looked good, and that he wanted to wear earrings. He is currently wearing small emerald green studs in each ear. This is all very feminine, and I'm starting to worry that there might be something deeper going on here that could be bad for our relationship. Has anyone ever encountered this before? Should I talk to him about it and ask why he's doing all this? Should I try to let it go? Too long. Didn't read. The husband is suddenly acting very feminine. I'm tired of being married to a weak man. Some people might call it sensitive, but when every little thing is taken personally and you can't have a conversation with any sort of negative connotation without him pouting, it starts to move past just sensitivity. I'm tired of not being able to say what I feel without him acting like I've somehow attacked him personally. I'm tired of feeling like I can't actually talk to him about things that bother me without a sore loser rage quit response of, I'm horrible, you hate me, I'm the worst. I don't even know how to describe how unattractive his spineless, deferential energy is. His childish attitude is draining, and I know I'm being harsh and taking his sensitivity for granted, but I honestly feel like I'm married to a wet noodle. There isn't a single thing about him right now that's strong or manly, and it's exhausting. I, 29, female, wish that my boyfriend, 30, male, was more of a man. Help? Hi, Reddit friends. I would love your advice on this. I have been in a beautiful relationship with my boyfriend for 1.5 years now. We truly are in love with each other, and he is seriously my best friend. He truly has a heart of gold and is very selfless. However, I am aware that there is no such thing as having the perfect boyfriend, but I am starting to get bothered that my boyfriend isn't much of a man sometimes. I actually wish he was more of a masculine or dominant person. And I'm not talking about sex or his physicality, because the sex is great and I am very attracted to him. I am talking about the way he carries himself in daily situations. Let me explain. My boyfriend doesn't make me feel like I am protected or safe when I'm with him. Example, one time in the middle of the night, there was a very loud bang in my kitchen. We both got scared and got up. He waited for me to take the lead in going to the kitchen while he followed behind. As a female, that didn't make me feel good. I wish he was more assertive and not so passive. Example, one day I had to drive myself to the ER because I was in a lot of pain. I texted him where I was. Of course, my boyfriend expressed his worries and was constantly in communication with me, but I wish he was assertive enough to physically come be with me when I was in there. He had the day off work. Instead, he kept texting me to see if I was okay and how I was feeling. I feel like any real man would ask if I needed him there with me. Hours passed and I asked him if he could come to me, which of course, he happily agreed to do. I just feel like I shouldn't need to ask these things at this point in our relationship, right? I wish he verbalized things more to make me feel wanted and loved. I feel like I am always the one saying, I love you first. I'm always the one saying, you look so handsome today first. Of course, he said these things first to me, but 9 times out of 10, I am the one saying them first. Too long, didn't read. I feel like I have to tap into my masculinity more with him because he is so passive. Do you think this is something I can talk to him about? Or is this just a sign that he isn't the one for me? I am confused because I can't picture my life without him. He is everything to me. I just feel like I need to be loved more by him, if that makes any sense.